Hey, good afternoon, guys. This is Keon with KJ Diagram. I got it right this time.
Bro, you almost messed up.
I
For real,
almost
for
messed up. I
real.
almost says diaphragm like you did.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What's up, man? It's your boy KJ. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. I'm still going through my back problems again a little bit, but I'm still healing, though. I'm recovering every day.
That's what's up, bro. Like, it's funny. We're here on a Saturday
Mm.
evening or Saturday
Afternoon.
afternoon,
Early afternoon.
early afternoon.
It's getting
Uh,
nice outside.
it is. It is, bro. It's beautiful as far as visuals, but I
Mm.
don't like the cold.
Oh, I don't like the cold either. I'm trying to stay away.
Yeah, I was just in Houston
Mm.
a couple days ago for nothing, for real, for real. We were invited to a wedding in
Mm.
Miami initially, so we put the PTO in to go to Miami to go to this wedding. Turns out that we didn't have tickets. We didn't actually
Word.
get invitations. We were just verbally invited, right?
Ah.
So we are like, damn, we put this time off,
Mm.
but we not actually going to be attending the wedding, so ain't no point of us going to Miami. Crazy part is, this same weekend, guess what happened?
What happened?
The hurricane hit Miami.
Oh man, how
Man,
was that going?
bro, I mean, we went to Houston,
Mm.
so it worked out for us. So it was like, I'm glad that we didn't waste our money trying to go to this wedding that we weren't necessarily invited to.
Man, that is
And
rough.
didn't have to worry about it being wasted because of the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
And
it was a blessing.
I just want to say anybody in Miami, hope y'all safe during that hurricane. Hope you didn't
Yeah,
have
for
any
sure,
property
for sure.
damage.
For sure, I know it was ugly. It was definitely an ugly situation.
You know, it's
And,
crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy that you said that because my buddy actually just relocated to Florida. And right when the hurricane stuff started, he was like, "Oh man, guess I'm about to start my first hurricane season."
Oh my god, bro.
And I told him, I was like, you know what? If you don't make it, just make sure you send me like your video of like your last moments so I can see it, and make sure you put my name on the wheel.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And so, but speaking of, good times that we need, or I was looking at your shirt. It says good vibes.
Good
I don't know why I
vibes.
thought good times.
Good time. You know, I got know a song.
we got a special guest.
We do got a special guest. Y'all know him. Y'all heard of him. It's my very own true grandfather in the live of flesh. Come on down, Mr. Howard Hogan. Give me a hug here.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, and you?
Good. to
Hello,
have you
everyone.
on. So yeah, we appreciate you. I know you're Keon's.
Oh,
It's my grandson.
It's your grandson
It's
here.
my grandson.
Man, how's it raising Keon? Give us some
Oh,
things
God.
we don't know.
He was all right kid. Had his little ways. You know, he was a very quiet kid. He was very quiet. He kept to himself,
Yeah.
but he started coming out of it as he got older.
As he got older.
And I have to say this to you guys. I am so proud of this guy.
That's awesome.
I am so proud of this guy. He's built himself and he's built his brand, and as you guys know, I stutter a bit. He said that on the first podcast, so we're gonna get that out the way. But I'm so proud of you guys for what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
You know, like this is so positive, and this program will help a lot of people. So that's very important to me.
Yeah, that's the goal. I think we all just want to communicate.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
That's the whole idea. Everyone has opinions about stuff, but don't actually sit down and communicate. So that's why we the KJ diagram.
KJ
Keon.
Diagram. We
KJ
connect.
diagram.
We connect. We build that bridge. We here, baby. Let's all get along.
I got a question. How did you come up with the name KJ Diagram?
Well, it wasn't me.
So it was my idea. So what KJ Diagram is KJ key for K and JDJ for J, and the diagram part comes in because it's like a Venn diagram. So one circle is his opinions and ideas, one circle is mine, and you see the difference of our ideas and our motives and such. But however, right in the middle of that Venn diagram, this is where you see the connection of our differences.
Okay.
So we show that everybody we can all get along and we can build a connection, positivity.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And-
and the whole idea came about though is that we had a very strong difference of opinions on different subject matters, right? But yet we're still able to come together and still talk. That's the thing. It's like everyone has these differences of opinion. Keon sees it from his point of view. I see it from my point of view. All right, let's dig a little deeper on these topics, right? Let's actually see what is and what's not. I think for the most part, people have their opinions and stay at a surface level with certain things and don't go into the depths of you know, why you actually believe those things. Why is it such and such? Because when you go further down and you dig deeper, some things that we believe is actually a little stupid sometimes, and we don't actually think that until it's challenged.
Okay.
You gotta. I feel like for us, like what our whole purpose of this podcast is for us to sharpen each other, but also challenge each other's thoughts. You know, I could say something right, but Keon can look at it from a different perspective and chime in and be like, well, what about this? Have you looked at it in this light? You know, and I think that's the whole purpose. It's like, let's have impactful, powerful conversations, you know, hopefully change the world.
We're nonstop challenging each other wits, and we just growing sharper and stronger every day. And I really love like talking to them, and it's a really great time. And just speaking about like challenging wits and communicating further, I just want to have like ask you a question. So today we want to talk about vulnerability. So as I talked about like the stutter, as I stuttered and as you stutter as well, my question to you is, as you stutter, it sometimes can impact your daily challenges of speaking to people, maybe. But with that being said, how do you feel like about vulnerability? Is it common to not to be vulnerable?
Oh no, you have to be vulnerable because that helps you grow as a person. I mean, you go into the world. It's like I go into the world with my stutter, and I was always apprehensive maybe about speaking. And that's a barrier that I had to break through. I had to break through that barrier, like whether I stuttered or not. And that's how I learned how to deal with my stutter. And that's how I learned how to slow down and think about what I'm going to say before I say it. And it makes you stronger. And it takes your vulnerability down because you're no longer vulnerable. You're strong.
You're attacking it.
Yeah, you attack the problem.
Versus running from it, avoiding it. You
covering it up.
I love the
it.
way you put that. Like you attack your problem. Like you attack the problem of heights. Some people are afraid of heights.
Right.
But you got to go at that to conquer that fear.
Exactly.
Like whatever your fear is, you got to go at it and don't run away from it.
Oh, I felt that so much. You know what? You said the heights thing. I was afraid of heights, and I went to every single ride on every Cedar Point. Besides the drag, that's different. But I went on every single ride, and it helped me with my heights. I'm still afraid, but I go zip line. I do all types of things.
You can deal with it.
Yeah, I can deal with it. I don't like it, but I still do it because it's like, why live in being afraid? Because if you do that, you will never get to experience anything. Let's say my anxiety is to go swimming in front of people, and I'm afraid to go swimming because people are around there. I'm going to take the joy out of my life of worrying about how others feel about me. So that's why I'm just like, why not just do it? I'm not going to die from it.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What type of fears did you have, I guess, like as growing up?
Overall, as far as, I mean, one of the fears that I did have was for example, going on roller coasters, right?
Okay.
So really, for me, it's simple. I think all fear is connected to the fear of death, in my opinion, right? I think because when the reality is that it's the fear that's connected to the very worst thing, and that's dying, right? Me personally, in growing in my faith, like I've overcame the fear of death. I'm not scared to die. Because I feel like when you take that fear away, now you can truly walk in your purpose the way God designed you to, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that is because when you don't have fear and you can just truly walk, you're not thinking about the winds and the storms and everything that's going on all around you. You straight line.
Exactly.
You straight line. But the fears is just what if. But what if? Exactly. But what if? What if? Okay, in my opinion, worst case, I die, I go to heaven. Cool, I'm fine with that. I can live with that.
Made it.
Like, but that's, for example, for me. You know what I mean? I know not everybody's opinion is that, but for me, that's what works. And so I think, ultimately, like, for us to bring that around to being vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For us to actually share these things, because most of the time, I feel like us as men like to hold things in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, we definitely do.
You know, we want to control the narrative of what other people have the option to view us in. Like, we want to control how they see us. Like, we don't want them to see the ugliness, the things that, we truly hide from everybody else, but we want to control it just so we have comfort in knowing that we looked in a good light in their image. Like, in my opinion, I feel like you kind of put yourself in a box. You really can't live like that. 'Cause
no, you can't.
it compresses you. It's like you constantly like, I can't do this in front of them. I can't do that in front of them. I gotta make sure they don't know this. I gotta make sure, like, forget it. Like, in my opinion, fuck it. Who cares?
Because if you constantly think about that, you're just putting yourself in a box. Now you got a box of exhaustion. You got a box of anxiety. You got to watch what you say around this person. Now you just stuck. You're compressed. Yeah. And now you're just like, how do I get stuck from just being parked again? Being parked. And you can be parked from so many things. And as we're discussing vulnerability, it's just my question to you, Granddad, is just like, when it comes to vulnerability, have you ever had trouble just worrying about like being weak in front of others, like regarding like being sad or trying to hold your tears?
And it's just like he said, you know, that's something that you have to, like, to live in this world, live in this life. You have to overcome things like that, because those that don't, they fall by the wayside.
That's true.
And if you're the kind of person that you know what you can do, you know inside, but you still have those barriers that you put up for yourself. Them barriers you have to break down. Them are your self-imposed barriers. You have to break them down, and you have to live life. Because it's only one time around here. Yeah. And people have to understand that, because I'm about to approach my 67th birthday. And I never thought I would even make it this far.
That's awesome.
I thought he was 50
Vietnam
still.
veteran, like,
Thank you for your service.
To survive Vietnam, I came back home. I survived the mean streets of the east side up to Detroit, Michigan, where I was shot several times, and then the type of lifestyle that I live. But I overcame all that. And that's vulnerability. That's a barrier. Yeah. That you have to get past that.
For sure.
Those who don't, they fall by the wayside.
Did you have someone in your journey, like, to confide in, to be vulnerable to?
Oh, yes. Oh, my mom, my dad. Oh, God, my brothers, man, God rest his soul. Daryl, God rest your soul. Tons of friends. When you come up in the neighborhood, and you guys have heard this saying before, it takes a village to raise a child. Right. That's how our neighborhood was. Everybody knew everybody. If you got in trouble, Miss Johnson would call your mom and say, he down the street. I seen him run around that corner with them peaches in his pocket. He's climbed in my tree. And you have that type of
camaraderie.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, that type of, and that helped me get through, you know, things that I was vulnerable about. That helped me overcome my stuttering problem or being ashamed to go to a party because I was shorter than everybody else and I couldn't dance with the tall girls. And I'd be in there and I'd be standing against the wall and I'd say, and it's a lot of things that if you're not strong, then you will fall by the wayside. But just, you know, just little simple things in life, like dancing with a taller girl. Yeah. Or, you know, and then I got over that. And then I got all the girlfriends. And all my tall real men said, hey, come that little short guy that stole my girl. I got it.
You know, there's one thing he used to do whenever, like, we do a good job on something. You remember the proper?
The who?
Like, said proper, bam. Like, it would go like, proper, bam, like a Burger King Whopper. He used to say it all the time when I was younger.
Like a Burger King Whopper.
Honestly, I would say a lot of my respect and me like having a stable head, it came from a lot of him because he wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, he plays jazz music, he's cleaning, and he's just making coffee. I get up, I'm like, I'm too tired for this. He's like, come on, be active in the day, get your day going, get it going healthy. I'm just like, okay. And a lot of my life, it branched from him, honestly. And I'm happy you came on the show today. So what I want to do is we're going to go to a quick commercial break real fast. I'm happy to have my granddad here. We're going to cut real quick and switch to the transition. Hey, bro, you got any water, bro?
I got some tap water. You want some tap water?
I don't want none of that, bro. You got anything else to drink?
Oh, yeah, I got some Dasani. You want some Dasani?
Yeah, I got some Dasani. You want some Dasani?
I guess.
Here you go, bro.
Better than nothing.
Truth is I'm tired, options are few, I'm trying to pray.
Dasani. Well, you ain't got shit else to drink.
Hey, welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed that Dasani commercial because I know I ain't drinking that stuff again. And with that being said, I really enjoyed having my granddad on here. It was a great time. Had some good laughs. Had some amazing, great memories as well.
For sure.
And how you doing today, Jay? Again?
Man, I'm good. It's good to hear, our elders, the ones who put in the hard work before us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to give us insight, to give us perspective, give us wisdom. I think that's always good, man. I think we should always have conversations with our elders, right?
Yeah.
Because we'll learn a lot.
Yeah, and you remind me when we talked last time and saying like how we got elders sometimes in nursing homes and such, and we don't visit them because sometimes we forget about them.
Yeah. It's crazy because my grandmother, she works in a nursing home called Bortz over off Michigan Ave, and she goes in there and she talks to everybody, and nobody, like, their families damn near forget about them.
Wow.
Like, these people put all this time, all this work, in building their lives, having families, raising kids, and now they're here and forgotten. And I don't think that's fair. I feel like anybody who has time, I feel like we got to just create something to where we're able to just have communication with them.
Yeah, and
versus
waiting to that last minute, like when they're sick, when they're not in good health. Now we want to care.
Exactly.
And you know what? That's actually a good topic we're going to discuss later in the future episodes about caring. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that. It might even be episode 3.
For sure.
But as we were talking about vulnerability, is that what I want to ask you, Joe, is that when it comes to vulnerability, whenever you're vulnerable in the past, do you ever feel like you ever had somebody to go to, or do you ever feel like you always had a nonstop high, like shell yourself?
I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like for me, growing up and how I was raised, I was taught to hold everything in.
Now, why were you taught to hold everything in?
That's because that's what I was shown. Nobody told me to hold everything in. If my mom asked me, what's wrong with you, I didn't tell her. But to the same degree, I also watched her go through something, and she didn't express it, so I learned it that way.
Okay.
Right? And the same thing with my dad or whoever the case may be who I was watching. But ultimately, as a community, everybody just held their shit in.
Yeah.
And just exploded, right? So at the beginning, I never had no one to be vulnerable to. But then, of course, relationship with God changed all that, and,
Do you feel like this is most common with males?
I feel like the reason why men die faster than women is because we hold everything in. A woman knows how to express herself. She know how to talk to her friends, to somebody. You know what I mean? But also I don't want to generalize that because obviously I feel like there's women who's also isolated. I think ultimately it depends. It's relative, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I feel like I can say that about black men, though, for sure. Because at least in my community and all the black men that I've been around, we've all had that in common, just hold everything in.
And I can definitely say I definitely hold a lot of things in myself. But as I slowly got older, as I actually branched away from like the black community more, being more like a mixed melting pot of an area, I end up just I just let myself out there. Like if I'm sad, if I'm mad, I express it. I don't sit there and destroy anything like that. Or if I'm sad in a movie, I'm not gonna hold it in and be like, oh, I'm tough, I'm strong, I'm gonna cry in front of you. It's because I'm vulnerable to myself. It's not I'm vulnerable to you, but it's just that if I can't be vulnerable to myself in front of others, I feel like I'm constantly holding a mask. I'm being fake with myself. And I don't want to I want to sit here and ball that negative energy and let it stress and be a killer. As we said, men die faster.
True. So, let me ask you, in right context, you're just saying that, and like if we're just having a conversation, right, you will express yourself then. You're not just going to be at a party drunk talking to somebody like, I'm going through this.
You should take that, kids.
Like, let's provide a little context. Is that what we're saying? No,
it's just like let's say if I was drunk. I mean, I talk to my close friends and be like, yeah, man, I've been going through this. I just want to get you to just listen if you don't mind. And I will vent. I will openly vent about a lot of things.
Do guys actually listen to you?
Yeah, honestly, my close friends, we actually sit there and listen. Like when we know we need to listen, we'll listen. Even just casually though.
See,
I'm not saying. Oh, go ahead, man.
Oh, I was just gonna say, because for the most part, like in my circle of friends, what will happen is that if we're in a group chat talking about what we're going through, like everybody is roasting his ass low key. Like, unfortunately, this is so bad. Like we make fun of a situation,
I mean, we're the same way. I can't lie.
Like y'all be roast. Like,
Listen, like, if we're all playing a game and you're talking like, oh man, I went through this, we will roast you. I won't lie.
my girl broke up with me or whatever.
We'll make the light of it, and then he'd be like, damn. Then he'll end up laughing because that's how we make the best of things.
But it's like I feel like that's just. Even though I feel like laughing at pain is like a way to express it, I don't think that's a way to actually heal it.
I say it can come in two different forms because sometimes you laugh about things even though it's really dark or very bad problem. But if you laugh, you feel better. And then maybe now you can sit there and find a light in a situation. And
True.
then if you want to talk,
You
say,
get a
hey,
different light.
Yeah, you say, hey, Joe, you know what? Further, I want to talk to you about it. Like if you say if you give us a cue, like, yeah, I actually want to talk to you guys about it, then we'll talk. But if you just bring it up and yeah, we'll laugh and make you feel good.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, I don't think we don't. My whole idea is that I don't think we as men sit together and have conversations and try to solve problems. I think we talk about the problem. We talk about how bad the problem is. Oh, this problem sucks. But yeah, man, it sure do suck, right? But we don't necessarily try to provide a solution for the problem.
So basically, we stay on surface level.
Exactly.
And with that being said, why do you think we stay on surface level?
Because we really not trying to go deep into somebody else's business, especially another man. Because you want to know why? Because if I be vulnerable and let you dig into my life, right, then you have full range to judge me because I'm pretty sure I'm not perfect in all these areas I will open myself up to.
Yeah.
Right? So now you have all this ammo. Why would I show you everything that's going through? So I'm going to always keep shit at surface level. I'm never going to go beneath the surface because, for one, I got to first trust you. Trust it that you're going to be able to keep this information.
Not attack me with it later on when you're mad at me.
Exactly.
Like, oh yeah, you remember you was telling me about that thing with your wife? Yeah, I remember, bro.
Exactly. That comes with a lot of trust. But here's the thing too. I don't believe that you should never think that a person will never fail you. The reason being is because humans suck. I'm going to always say this over and over again because there's a reason why people will be friends for 25, 30, 40 plus years and then will fall out because they face a circumstance, right? If they would have just faced that circumstance at year 2 versus year 40, they wouldn't have been friends.
Yeah.
Right? So I think at the end of the day, like you said, being able to be vulnerable no matter what and don't care if judgment comes. Right? If you can have that mindset of, like, I don't care if you judge me, I'm going to just express myself to you. And if you can be able to provide a solution, man, I appreciate you. But if you can't, then that's my fault for you telling you about what I'm going through because I need answers. I need solutions. I don't need somebody just say, well, damn, that's fucked up.
Is that all you got from me?
Like, no, I need someone to actually talk. Let's do some research. Let's dive deep. Let's go beneath the surface.
Help me.
Like, that's the only way. The only way you're going to stop the fruit coming from this tree is by picking it up by the root. That's the only way it works. And I feel like we have to go deeper in our conversations with each other amongst men. And
I honestly, I feel like I wonder if it's more people around my age too where we just so isolate so much from technology. We isolate because we were sitting here watching TikToks, as I said in the commercial. You know, just we sit watching TikToks, we watching Instagram, and I feel like we all become introverts. Because I know I became one over time, but I just feel like we're all just stuck in our own bubble, and now we're just like, all right, this is my small group or level. I got myself or whoever. There's no reason for me to go network. I mean, I know it can benefit me, but why? I'm comfortable.
Why bridge gaps?
Yeah. Why should I leave my circle to go make connection?
Why is it a benefit to you to bridge gaps and be able to have relationships? Most people don't want to subject themselves to risk.
Yeah.
Because they know most people are shitty. If you build relationships with people, then they'll let you down in some way, shape, or form. So I'll just stick to myself because I don't want to be vulnerable and leave myself to be hurt.
But then they forget that, as I said before, everything's a risk. Because a lot of us don't think about that everything's a risk. Because, again, if you're sitting there introverted in your own bubble, if you ain't growing, where you going? You're stuck in park.
Exactly. I feel like you can't be scared and you can't anticipate the worst when it comes down to talking to people. I think that's the thing. We always want to anticipate the worst of someone versus just having a conversation. It's cool. Like, we can go beneath the surface. Oh, you going through this. You lost your job. You got evicted. and you're in a really bad situation, your credit suck, and you got 3 kids. Like, I'm just saying, I'm just compounding. This is real shit where it just compounds. It's just bad and bad and bad. And it's just a reflection of your bad choices. And so you don't want to be judged by your brothers when you are going through those circumstances. But if your brothers cannot be assholes, right? And like, all right, bro, let's try to figure this out. What's on your credit? How can we get this off your credit? All right. What can we do to do this? Be solution focused. If our community of friends could be solution focused, bro, the bonds are going to be a lot more stronger. So much more tighter because we are getting results with our friendship. Now this is just bigger than us just being friends and talking and bullshit and staying surface level. Now we are like bridging gaps. Our families are like tied. Like my kids is your kids. It's like everything. You know what I mean? But it starts with having conversations, going beneath the surface and attacking issues.
And I just want to say, like, you guys watching regarding this conversation, just please, if you have that one close friend, let's just say, you talk to him, you play the game, you shoot the shit, just ask him, just randomly, how you doing, bro? Like, on the honest level, how you doing? What can we talk about? Because a lot of things, I can ask how you doing, so I'm doing good, or I'm doing okay. That's all we ask.
We don't all say that.
I'm doing good, I'm doing okay. Why are you doing okay? Oh, that's why? Tell me more, bro. I'm open ears.
Go in detail.
I ain't gonna sit here and tell you, oh, you wrong for that, because that's not my place to do that. But I want to understand why you like this. If you want to hear my feedback, I'll give it to you.
Can I play devil's advocate with you right now? All right.
Let's go, Al Pacino.
No, I'm going to be the guy who says I'm pretty much the guy that tells you that I ain't trying to express myself.
Okay.
Let's just. I'm this guy. Okay, you ready?
Role play scenario 1.
Man, I ain't about to express myself to another man.
I feel you, bro. Why don't you want to express yourself?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, ain't nobody about to give me no money. Ain't nobody about to put nothing in my pockets. Why the fuck do I need to tell another man what I'm going through?
Okay, I understand what you're saying. So, again, because I'm not paying your bills, I'm not sitting here helping you progress further when it comes to money situations. But, however, what can you tell me to help you feel better? Like, I know you're going through money problems, but what is your main struggle?
It ain't shit.
It ain't shit?
It ain't shit that you can tell me that will make me feel better about my situation. Fuck
why?
It. I'm just... Man, you ready to smoke?
We can smoke, but tell me why, though, while we smoke.
Look, man. The whole thing is that I have all these issues and all these problems. I don't know how to articulate and say them. That's really what it is. I don't know how to say and how to properly say I fucked up, but I want to get this right, but I don't see a way.
So what I want you to do while we smoke this, I just want to just tell me. Just say random words. Whatever comes up to here, don't even think about it, bro. Just tell me how you feel. It doesn't have to make sense. We'll try to puzzle it together.
I feel suppressed.
You feel suppressed.
I feel like everything is closed in. I feel like everything is just closing in on me, and I don't know what to do. So I'm just kind of just going about life like, fuck it.
What if I told you I've been there? Like, so many. I'm here right now, bro. And I'm still figuring it out. I'm glad you told me that, because I feel like now you can probably help me in my situation, because it sounds like we're very similar. So as we keep smoking this, I just want to ask you one thing. When it comes to being suppressed, you ever feel like you're just closed in, you can't escape?
Yeah, with all the bullshit going on. But here's the thing. I know everybody else is going through the bullshit too. So it's like, and it's other people who going through worse shit. So it ain't nothing to me. I just got to take that shit on the chin. I ain't about to be crying to nobody. I ain't going to no therapist. I ain't need to express to nobody. So at the end of the day, I'm 10 toes down like any other man. I got to pick up and go to work and feed these kids like anybody else would.
And you know what? As we're talking right here, bro, as I'm rolling this up, you just started expressing yourself right now. Do you feel a little bit better? You just realize how much stuff you got to talk about?
A
little bit.
Eh.
Hey, if it's an inch, it's better than no inch.
Hey, yeah, you're right.
Hey, let me light this up real quick. But it's a good scenario right there to show that he was really strong. Like, he didn't want to share his opinion because he feel like, hey, I'm stuck here. You can't help me. You can't help me move further. But as I keep asking him more questions, He's slowly opening up. It doesn't matter if you tell me the full situation. He's slightly opening up. He's slightly letting that vent open. That's what we want. We want him to move from parking to slowly putting the drive. It doesn't matter if it's 2 miles per hour, it's 3. As long as he's not in park no more. He just got to slowly move and just let them take their time. Don't rush it.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, we do have to be patient with each other. It's very easy for us to not be patient with our friends, right? And we be like, all right, fuck it. You don't want to say it? All right, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, you don't want to talk about it? All right. Like, instead of actually trying to really be there. Because you being there can change their life.
Yeah.
That's the reality. I really believe that. I feel like there's a very popular thing going on of everything about self, about just you, isolation. Like, you can do this, you can do that. You don't need nobody. Like, it's all individualism going on right now. Reason why I don't like that is because people don't realize we're stronger together. We're stronger as a team. We're stronger as a brotherhood. We're stronger as a sisterhood at the end of the day. Like, we are stronger as a people when we can be able to have these communications, this conversation, and bridge gaps. We become strong, and we got to get rid of the idea that isolation is strength. No, isolation is weakness because you're not strong when you're by yourself.
And with that being said, I'm going to stay strong. I'm going to stay positive. Everything you tell me, and everything I tell you as well, because we're just going to keep sitting here and building each other up strongly. And as a last message here, we got a message from my grandpa here as we go off here for the next third episode. Hopefully next week. For sure next week, actually. Granddad, what do you got to say to the crowd here? Put you here.
Just speak like I speak. Dig this. Like, when my friends see me, they're going to say, that's Howard. And you say, dig this. That's Howard. I love the format that's being put before us here. You know, you got young guys speaking on things that's important issues to everybody. Now I have to look straight into the camera. Which camera am I at?
Here you go. Right there.
Right.
Yeah.
There. You did this. Just like on TV. Which camera? Camera 1, camera 2. These guys have such a professional setup here. And this is something that can reach out to a lot of people who need this type of conversation. Now, you got 2 intelligent young guys here. Like, you got 1 old guy here. And I'm cut like I'm cut. But I'm going to tell y'all something. Love is spread throughout concepts like this. Ideas are put into play through concepts like this. It may not be a major network, but this is what people watch. Young people, older people, middle-aged people. This is very important for our society. And I'm honored to be, and I'm honored to be here